Talented expert, the highly exalted. I exercise dance floors, leave them exhausted. Exploring apex sound expedition filled with excess demons. Y'all can bring the exorcism. I exalt.
Hey YouTube, Patrick Carolina Nightmare here. I'm going to be doing the review on the Ego 11. We're going to open up the box right here. This is standard Planet Eclipse packaging. It comes with almost every single one of their markers except for the Etha. The Etha comes in a harder plastic box. Take out the barrel. The Ego 11 comes stock with a 689 shaft 4. The shaft 4 is 14.5 inches. It comes with the Planet Eclipse barrel stock. I like this barrel stock. It's very sturdy and very durable. You shouldn't be having too many problems with it. Also comes with the ball-ended Allen keys, stock with the gun. The Planet Eclipse oil, not the grease. I wish it came with the grease, but it does not. It comes with that so that you can lube up the Zik 2 and the Cure 3 Plus, my bad. So this gun, let's put the barrel together. One thing to note is the barrel is reverse threaded at the front, so you want to go into the smaller side that does not have this shaft 4 indentation saying .689, and you're just going to screw left. It tightens down, and then you can. The Ego 11, the spare parts bag comes with a lot of different things. At first glance, you might not notice how many parts it actually has, but it has a very generous amount. It has 2 grip frame screws, which are also the eye cover screws, about 50 O-rings, or 50 to 70 O-rings. There's tons in there. There's D10s, there's the solenoid changer, so that is the little flathead screwdriver and Phillips end screwdriver that you can change the solenoid with, and it comes with multiple other different things. The manual from Planet Eclipse comes very, very heavily loaded with details. You have your warranty card inside the manual. Comes with all the diagrams you would ever need with this gun. The ball-ended Allen keys are very good. They're very strong. They're not going to break, as some Allen keys can. They're ball-ended also. It's called the tool tube, I think. And it comes with the Planet Eclipse gun oil, which is 1 ounce, and basically you can use it to lube up your Zik 2 and your bolt, which I'll show, and also show maintenance. So first off, I shot this gun about a week ago. I've put 5,375 rounds through it. We'll also be doing the efficiency test later in the video. This gun shoots amazing for a poppet. I've shot multiple poppets in the past, and this shoots by far one of the smoothest. Probably the smoothest poppet out right now is the Ego LV1, which can be found at ansgear.com or Hustle Paintball. The Pops ASA is very good. It's simple, easy to push on and degas off. One thing is, the higher your output pressure in your tank is, the harder it will be to push this. You might have to use 2 hands and go like this, like really, really hard, depending if it's an 850 pressure output. But if it's like 550, it shouldn't be too hard to push. The trigger on this gun is very good. It's 5-point adjustable, micro switch or optical switch, depending on how you want the board to fire. You get to choose that. The board on the Ego 11 is an LCD screen, and it shows you can navigate through the modes very easily using the board, and you can turn it off, obviously. The SL3 regulator comes with a straight fitting, and then you have the angled swivel. The Ego 10 did not come with this. It came with a 90-degree fitting that you would have to sometimes remove to remove this, but the SL3 is very easy to remove. These are not regular fittings. These are special Planet Eclipse fittings that work specifically with this marker. You do not need to put blue Loctite on these. Simply there's an O-ring, so if it is leaking from the fitting, not the Macroline, if it is leaking from the fitting, all you need to do is just screw it in a little bit further. Sometimes they're not screwed in enough and it can leak. The Cure 3 bolt is very nice. It is very oddly shaped. They have removed so much weight off of this bolt. It works very, very well. This gun also comes with the Zik 2 rammer kit in here. I will remove that in a little bit. The clamping Lightning feed neck is very good. It has the sprocket wheel, so you can turn it to loosen it or tighten it. You can also use an Allen key in there if you really want to get it nice and tightened down. So we are going to go out for the efficiency test, and we'll bring the camera in and do the maintenance after the efficiency test. Hey guys, this is Patrick from Carolina Nightmare here. I'm going to be doing an efficiency test on the Ego 11. We are at 557. This is our first pod.
It's gigantic.
And we're on PSP 12. Here, we're going to start shooting.
Chrono it. See what it's at. No,
278, 263.
All right, keep going, keep going.
Still going strong.
Dude, wait for the one shot to start over. All right.
That's it, guys.
That's it.
We're at 1796. All right, we're back for the maintenance. We're going to do the maintenance on the Ego 11. First thing you want to do is remove the bolt. And with the supplied grease on the bolt, what you want to do is you just want to put a drop on each of the detent slots here and just move it around on the O-rings. And you just want to do that. So that's going to be the maintenance for the bolt. We'll remove the rammer cap. You don't have to torque this rammer cap down, mainly because when there's air pressure in the gun, it's going to seal it, and you shouldn't have any problems. And you won't be able to remove it when it's aired up. So that's what you want to do. Alright, so you just give it a light tap, and the ZIG-2 rammer kit falls out. The ZIG-2 rammer kit, basically what you want to do is you want to take the supplied grease again, and you're going to lube this O-ring, and that O-ring. You don't need to lube the, I don't know what you would call that, the, like, spacer, I guess you could say. And you just want to put it so that it's this face. You want to have this round thing and then the place there, and that's how the bolt locks onto it. You want to put it back in like that. Take the rammer cap and just screw it back in. And you can just tighten it. I like to keep it not torqued down, but like tight. And then you can take the bolt, and what you want to do is make sure that you can take this, there's these little milled out half circle into the bolt, and you can just put it in, and that half circle you want to line it up with the milled out part of the frame, and it wants to be you want to make sure that's all the way forward when you hook it onto the rammer, and when you pull the bolt all the way back, it should be visible, else you're not connected onto the rammer, and when you push it forward you should see the rammer move through that hole there. So that's the maintenance for that. We're going to do the LPR. You just want to unscrew it. The LPR you want to maintenance about every 10 cases, and that should be good. You just want to take maybe a little pliers and grip it very, very lightly. And you can pull out the LPR, and that's the LPR. And the spring. The small spring goes on the front of the LPR, and you just want to lube the LPR piston and that O-ring there. As you can see, I've already done that. And you want to take this little tiny spring here, and you want to just push it in like that. And you can just put it in. And then re-screw it on after you've done maintenancing that. It's supposed to be tight. To remove the macro line on this gun, basically you want to hold this little circular thing here and just pull back on the macro line. There we go. Okay. And you can take the top half of this and you unscrew it. You don't want to unscrew from the bottom. As you can see, this moves. You don't want to do that. You want to unscrew from here. Alright. The Eagle 11, it has very high tolerance. It will not go down even if you don't maintenance it every single weekend. You can leave this gun in your gear bag for a really long time and then come back to it and it'll work fine. You want to lube up the spring a little bit, and you want to lube the whole piston shaft and this O-ring here. You want to get a lot of grease on that O-ring. You don't need to gawk it up, basically, but you want enough so that it seals properly. You can lube the high pressure regulator, which is this, obviously, if you didn't know. You can lube this probably every 15 cases, I'd say, 10 to 15. You don't need to go crazy with the maintenance on this gun. There's not a lot, that could go wrong with an Ego. That is the one thing that's so great about them is even if you don't maintenance them that often and you're not that kind of guy who cleans his gear every time he goes, then you're going to be fine. Alright, so to put the macro line back in, flip it to this side, and you just want to push it in and put that on. You want to make sure that's tight and swivel moves. Tighten that down. And obviously, every time you do this, if you maintenance it, you want to push this forward, screw in your tank, air up the gun, make sure no leaks. If you want, you could dry fire it or shoot some paint through it, either way. Alright, we're back. So the Eagle 11, what do I think of it? I think it's a great shooter for what you pay. When they first came out, they were around $1,200 to $1,300, so a lot of people had turned them off because of the price of this gun, but now they are down to about the price of a mid-range G6R at $900 brand new from ansgear.com. So they're $895, but with shipping and handling and all that kind of stuff. Is there some things that I don't particularly like about this gun? Yeah, there is. So basically, one thing I don't like too much about it is the grips on this gun. They're very, very comfortable, don't get me wrong. But the problem is, after about a day of play, they're going to be pretty worn in. They wear very quickly, and they're not that cheap. They're $25 for the wraparound grip part, and another $5 for this stem piece, which actually kind of wears out kind of quickly. Another thing I don't like about it too much is this torpedo. I mean, it doesn't really get in the way if you're holding it like this, but if you're used to spool valves, you might hold it like this, and therefore it can be digging into your wrist a little bit, so that could get in the way. That's really all I don't like about this gun. There's not a lot to not like about this gun. It shoots very well. It has great reliability. It's never gone down on me. It's never gone down on Jake. And a lot of people say that the best thing about the Ego is its reliability, because no matter what you do, you don't really have to maintenance this gun, and even if you don't, you can leave it in your gear bag for a year, come back to it, and it'll shoot perfectly fine. That is the one thing that's great about this gun. Their ease of maintenance, the board on this gun, very, very customizable, as with Planet Eclipse's boards usually. You can navigate through all the modes. You press it twice, press the middle button twice, and you can navigate through it, turn off, exit. Then there's game timers, shot counters, firing mode, all that kind of stuff. You can navigate through balls per second on and off, rate of fire cap. There's so many different things you can do with this gun, the possibilities are endless, I'd say. It's very well anodized. Planet Eclipse does a great job on their anodizing. Sometimes, some people say, well, they got a bad anodized gun, sometimes. But anodizing, what they say is it's not a perfect science. I mean, it's really hard to get it perfectly. Even, professional companies can't. I mean, they do a good job, but there's always going to be some little part that's not perfect, because it's very, very hard to do that. one thing. I think for if they were to make a Ego LV1, I don't know. Well, they made the Ego LV1, and I wouldn't say it's worth it because the fact that it's just Macalineless and it shoots a lot smoother. I mean, if you get a dart bolt on this gun, it will have better efficiency than the Ego LV1, and it'll shoot about as smooth as it. And that's $50 plus the $8.95. That's $9.45. You pay for the gun with a dart kit, and it'll shoot about as smooth as an Ego LV1, not as smooth, and it'll have better efficiency. It'll probably get around 11 pods. As you saw in our efficiency test, we got 10 pods. So that's my thoughts on the Ego 11. I really like it. It's a great shooter if you have the money. People say they like the G6R. The G6R, if you want a gun that shoots a little bit smoother than the Ego 11, but it requires a little bit more maintenance than the Bob Long G6R is probably for you. But if you want one that you can just throw in your gear bag, wait 2 years, come back to it, and it'll shoot perfectly fine like a Tippmann, then this is the gun for you. It shoots decently smooth. I mean, it's not geo smooth, but it's pretty smooth. It doesn't have a lot of kick. As with most poppets, when you are firing it, if you don't have a mask on, you can feel that air coming back at you from the bolt moving back and forth, which kind of can get it irritating. If you don't like that, then maybe you're a school kind of guy. But I don't mind that because you have a mask on, you can't really feel it. So that's my review on the Ego 11. Check out all our other reviews. Leave video requests in the description. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.